right, I think we might
Hello.
actually be live.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hi, hi. Yes, we are live.
You're live.
Hey,
Excellent.
everybody.
Hey, guys. How are you all doing?
Hey, it's
Uh,
our very first stream, so things might go a little bit weird at the start, but we're soon we'll figure it out.
yeah, we'll figure that out.
Uh,
Yeah, if there's any like audio shows as well, I think there might be a slight bit of background noise. We kind of tried to figure that out as best we can. So yeah, if that is if you can hear that, then apologies. We'll do better next time. And hopefully it's not too distracting from what we're going to talk about today.
yeah, I mean, it's better than if you hear that instead of hearing absolutely nothing, because we want to talk to you about
Yeah.
night.
If you can't hear anything, please say in the chat right now so that we can perhaps try and do something about that. Yeah,
Or
and
just stress about it. We're not sure if we can achieve it, but yeah, we can try.
we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for coming to the first stream about Night in Avalon RPG.
Woohoo!
Yeah, I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, I'm excited about this too. It's been a long time coming. The game is really cool. We cannot wait to tell you about how and why it's cool. You can see actually a copy of the original French edition behind us. And thanks to your support and this campaign in Backerkit, we want to make it um, possible to have it in English in a quite new deluxe edition that's never before done ever.
Yeah, we bring it to the rest of the world, and we are super excited about that. The game has won a couple of awards over in France as well, so that kind of like gives you an idea of like just how cool this game is and how popular it is, and the kind of fun that you can expect. I don't remember the exact names of the awards off the top of my head right now. I think one of them may have been the Grogdor. I daren't pronounce the second one, lest I offend our French friends. Yeah, if you can remember the name of that in the chat, just drop that in there. I'm sure people would love to know that as well. But yeah, before we kind of like get stuck into the specifics about the game that we're excited about, let's introduce ourselves, shall we?
So yeah, that's right. So I'm Evangelos. Nice to meet you all.
Hey, I'm Tim, and we are from the All About Games consulting team. We are working with the Entremont Editions team to sorry, just get rid of that pop-up there. Didn't need for that to happen. Yeah, as I was saying, we were working with the Entremont Editions team to bring this campaign, make it as awesome as it possibly can. We're kind of going to be working on like posting the updates, interacting with people in the comments, doing all of the stuff that is involved with running a campaign, basically.
Yeah. We help them set up the page. We help them not translate the book, but translate their concept in English and share their message with the world and essentially share the game with the world because that's what we're here to do. Try to get Night and Avalon RPG available worldwide through this Backerkit campaign. So yeah, Entremont wanted our help with that, and we are here to provide. So we'll be doing some streams. This is our first one, as we already said. We plan to have a few more. We'll try to get the Entremont team included in those as well. We will post a schedule in one of the future updates, probably before the campaign goes live. Yeah, let us know if having more streams interests you. We would love to explore the world with you together in whatever format all of you would like. That can be through streaming, through updates. We have a lot of plans, but we are also very keen to know what you guys would like to see and what would work best for you as well.
Yeah. So yeah, we are super excited to get into this. So without further ado, let's talk about our favorite things about Night RPG.
Yeah.
So,
what is Night?
So like Night RPG is it's basically it's set in like a very kind of like dark and kind of bleak kind of world where like there's been like a kind of a darkness that kind of appeared.
The anathema.
The anathema, that's right. Thank you. and it's kind of like disrupted a lot of things around the world for humanity. Things are looking very bleak for everyone at this point in time. And yeah, it kind of messes with an awful lot of stuff. So like depending on which territory you're in the world, it will affect things a little differently. So for example, in North America, I think it was like a lot of the tech just comes alive for like no particular reason. So you got like huge machines just kind of like rampaging everywhere, which is obviously very disconcerting. And various other like terrible effects like around the world, like monsters just kind of like appearing and just decimating human populations. And so basically all of this stuff is going on, and then a dude wearing some really cool meta armor, which we'll talk more about in a moment, just kind of appears. It's like super high-tech armor, which you can probably see some examples on the screen right now. He just kind of appears and like just wipes out a bunch of baddies, basically, in Dublin, in Ireland. And so, yeah, that's kind of the start of how the night warriors kind of come to be, basically.
Yeah. And it's actually in the very near future as well. We're not talking like thousands of years from now. So we're talking about within the next 20 years, all of this will have happened. We will have immortals that will have discovered. I don't want to spoil it too much, but the clue is kind of in the title. So they are immortals. We will have a lot of international coalitions and organizations that come into play. And of course, we will have the Anathema Rising, which again, we're not really sure how it came to be. That's also a very big part of the story, and also a very big part of the game as well, because the Knight, an Avalon RPG, is an epic horror RPG, but there are a lot of secrets. There is a lot of things that you can uncover during the quests. So there is a lot of fighting, and oh yeah, we can talk about fighting and the combo system and all the cool ways that you can play and smash monsters into pieces.
Yeah.
But there is also a lot of diplomacy in play here. There is a lot of quests that you can have, that you need to uncover the secrets and figure out what's happening and what has happened with the world, and it is in the state that we are right now. I think it would be also very cool to give you a little read from the actual quick start guide that you can find. So, yeah, Tim, would you like to give it a go?
I will just
Let us know what.
grab my prop here. Okay, so this is from the quick start guide, which you can download from
The launch party.
From the launch party.
Yeah.
There we go. Yes.
So yeah.
That is in one of the updates, is that right?
Yeah, so if you go to the Backerkit page, this is what is the launch party. It's essentially a glorified teaser page for the game. In there, you will be able to find all our streams, all our updates, some polls that we will be running, but more importantly, and the most interesting thing that you can find right now, is the Quick Start Guide, which is a 30-something page guide where you can download, have a look on the lore, have a look on the meta armors, have a look on the anathema and how that has affected the world. But more importantly, it also includes a short story that you can play. You can even try the game even before you see the campaign, even before you pledge anything about it. You can absolutely give it a go, and we highly encourage you to do so. And if you do, just let us know in the comments.
Yeah, please do, please do. All right, okay, so that intro that I just mentioned, let's do a little scene setting here before we talk about the armors and how... This is going to sound a little hopeless, but hopefully when we talk about the armors, like it's going to kind of, you know, give you guys a little hope that you can work together with your friends in a campaign and kind of save the world and save humanity, basically. So here we go.
Cool.
The year 2034 was when everything changed. Anathema came as a blight upon our world, its roiling darkness flowing over huge swathes of the globe, swallowing cities, countries, entire continents. From its black depths, unspeakable creatures surged forward, capturing innocent people, murdering families, and spreading horror. Through this horror, despair came to grip humanity's heart, and piece by piece, the world lost its colour, its artists, and its will to live. Fortunately, thanks to a group known as Immortals, part of the world did not succumb to the dark. These 24 men and women all former political and economic power players welcomed into their arcs those surviving citizens who wished to find a safe haven from the encroaching darkness. There, in the winding cities huddled under massive domes of light, humanity staves off the anathema as well as it can. And in 2036, one man came to Dublin and single-handedly fought back the pitch-black pole smothering the city. Garbed in technologically advanced remnants, always pronounced that incorrectly, a meta-armor of breathtaking engineering prowess, the man who came to be known as Arthur now stands as a paragon of strength and virtue for a beleaguered humanity fighting for its survival. With the support of the Immortals, Arthur now leads a force of 1,000 meta-armor equipped warriors in a merciless battle against the anathemas. This force is now called the Knight. He will stand with him in those massed ranks of brave fighters. Welcome to Night.
Woohoo! So yeah, this is what it's all about.
Yeah, that's the scene wonderfully set. I think it's wonderfully set anyway. And so that kind of like leads us onto the knights and their really cool armors, basically.
Yeah. Just before we get into that, I want to address the comment by Sir Peanut Butter. Great comment, by the way. Yeah, Immortals, indeed, they don't sound very easy to defeat, but yeah, as we just mentioned in the quick start guide, it looks like they are backing the Knight and the Avalon organization.
Mm-hmm.
So, at least for all we know, when you start, the Immortals are on our side, thankfully. So, yeah, they don't sound like an easy opponent or anything, but thankfully it's not like any of the battles that we need to face from the get-go, at least.
Yeah. Okay, so the armors. This is honestly one of the coolest things about this game.
Yeah.
I've not seen this in other RPGs, so it's something I'm really hyped about personally.
Totally.
So these are literally as displayed on the screen here, as you can probably see at the moment. You have like various like classes of armor, which all kind of grant different abilities based on like which ones you've got. So my personal favorite and the tactics that I kind of like to choose during games is the rogue armor. So this is like a very sneaky kind of very tactical kind of set of armor, I think. So my absolute favorite part about this is it has like a special ability which allows you to turn invisible for brief moments of time. And so obviously you can use this in a very tactical manner. So you could just like be charging an enemy and then suddenly just like disappear, catch them off guard and like land like a really epic punch or like a kick if you're that way inclined as well. Or you can just like use it to escape whilst you find yourself in a particularly scary scenario and you're about to lose all your health points. It could be a great way to kind of, again, like misdirect your opponent, or whoever you might be facing, and just kind of sneak off and get to some cover and regain some health whilst your friends step in and take up the mantle and fight the anathema. How about you? Which is your favorite armor?
So yeah, I think I would go with something a bit more brutal. I would probably go with the Barbarian Meta Armor. It's one of the biggest and bulkiest because it's a Barbarian Meta Armor, so it makes sense. And it doesn't only make you taller and stronger than most, it allows you to interact with the scenery, like literally grabbing a car and hurling it towards an opponent, or just grab a part of a building and throw it to somebody's face, or get really close and personal and kick some faces.
Yeah, kick some faces, maybe some butts as well.
Yeah. But yeah, what's cool about all the Meta Armors really, it's not like just a piece of technology or even like a regular armor that you wear as a weapon. It's a very big part of your identity as well.
Yeah.
That's how the knights are divided in different, let's say, classes for better understanding among the RPG community.
Yeah.
So yeah, each armor has like Meta Armor has like armor points that are additional to your own life points. They have overdrives that help you make successes on your rolls. They have force fields, and all of those have different things. They're better in one thing and worse on something else, depending on how you actually want to play them. And they really distinct the players as well, not just the background and their skills, but even the order and the meta armor that they have chosen. Which leads me to the next one that I really like, which is the Bard meta armor, which is really cool because it allows you to kind of manipulate um, uh, holographic fields. I had to look at it because I always forget the word holographic. And essentially, it makes you look like anything else. Like it could make you look like an opponent. It can make you look like an object, and it can manipulate essentially your look and confuse anybody that you want to approach. Think that you're something else, and when you're close by, of course, you can attack them or have some help from your favorite rogue or anything else that you have in your party. So that allows you to make very interesting combos and address different situations in a different way.
Yeah.
Um,
So there's basically there's something for everybody, basically,
Yeah.
in terms of like play styles that you typically might have enjoyed in like other RPGs. That's a lot of that is like represented here as well. But we won't go into too much more detail about the specific unique abilities because I think it's better for people to discover that on their own. But yeah, it kind of like caters to like a lot of play styles, and it will kind of depending as well again like on like which environment you find yourself in, which part of the world your mission is in,
yeah,
is gonna that combined with like the abilities that you have within like your party is gonna determine like the tactics that you're gonna need to use like in your games, and beat the anathema and go back home and have a nice relaxing afternoon.
yeah, just a cup of tea after a hard day's work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I also really like how the world has evolved and how every different part of the world has a very different challenge and a very different environment that you can play in. That leads itself to a lot of different ways that you can play. One very big part of the world as well is that because of the whole darkness, humanity has now essentially left the whole world except for the arcs, which are essentially some domes above the main cities. So everybody's there. It's very big and very lighted cities, just to fight off the darkness, quite literally. So of course, every dome is controlled by different immortal, and that gives even more to the story as well. So yeah, you can have adventures in cities in a very urban environment. You can fight off different human opponents that might be on some, let's say, dark deeds. I don't want to reveal too much. Or you can go and fight a lot of monsters in all the areas that have been really affected by the anathema, in order to discover something more about the world. But yeah, that's another thing I really enjoy. I started reading the book when we started working with the Antremont team on this.
Yeah.
And even outside of work, it was something that I really enjoyed to do because it was like reading a cool book, really.
Yeah. There's a lot of like really excellent detail in terms of like world building.
Yeah.
That the Archimon team have included here, and yeah, I'm excited for folks to get stuck into it as well.
Yeah, and it's still like work in progress. It's not finished yet until the campaign is done. So we're still like seeing new artwork that will be in the new deluxe edition. We are still the team is working still on on editing and fixing any last minute typos or whatever because we're still like working on the game. But it already looks like so cool. So yeah, that's just. Something I wanted to add, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Like, it's all good. One thing I don't think we touched on the combo system for actually playing the game and resolving scenarios. So this basically involves the player suggesting like an ability or like trait that the player character possesses.
Yeah.
And they kind of like present an argument to the GM, who will either like agree or disagree, and they will add like the GM will then add like their own kind of like aspect to it as well. So, for example, you might need to use like an agility skill and roll against that for a success. So there's a cool kind of like collaborative storytelling kind of
Yeah,
element to the game as well,
like
which I really like.
like negotiating even.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, um,
Yeah, I find that it's really helping you be immersive in the fight as well. You don't just look at the numbers and say, oh, this is the biggest one, so I'll roll that. You need to justify how that would work, explain it, go in character,
yeah,
stay in character, and explain how that cool, shot with your gun from the motorbike that's flying across the, you know, across the two buildings that you happen to be in. And
yeah.
there, you have a scene.
And that is the kind of epic action that you can hope to enjoy with Night RPG, as well as all the cool kind of like narrative elements as well.
Yeah, but probably something more, inspired than that. Whatever I just
I
made
thought that's
up.
pretty cool, mate, to be honest. That sounds really cool. Cool, yeah. So those are kind of like the things that we're really excited about Night and Avalon RPG. So yeah, hopefully you guys will really enjoy the game and get your hands on it and it fulfilled as well. And including the quick start as well before the campaign even launches, you can access this right now.
Yeah.
There is like a one-shot campaign with pre-built characters with a variety of classes for the meta armors.
Yeah, totally.
So
And even if you don't have the time to play it, you can have a look, you can have a read, see the characters, see how they could work, have a little bit of thinking what character you would like to play. It's a one-shot playable adventure. You can have it to go, and you will have a resolution to that as well. And then you can also continue with the same characters in the story, or of course, when you receive the books, you can just start over and do another thing. But yeah, it's available right now. You can find it on the Backerkit page, as we mentioned before. Um, so yeah, I think that's all what that we had planned for today. Um,
have we had any comments come through from folks?
yeah, we have a lot of excited people. We have Serpinat Butter again. Noticed the sneaky rogue armor at the top corner over there. That's that's
Right there.
very observant of you. And also we have Tony Glandy one. He's excited about the lore. Yeah, I really like about that. I mean, there are a lot of cool things right here. We can't touch upon everything, but I also really enjoyed how the darkness is literally making things bleak, as you also put it. That colors are now washed out, inspiring artists are extremely rare, and also that one of the objectives that players will find themselves in is to actually find precious works of art, because they literally make the world brighter, which is, it applies to our lives as well, but it's even more literal in the, in the story of Night, because there is a literal darkness versus light fight that is happening, and all your good deeds make the world literally brighter. Because before the Night organization and before Arthur and Merlin's discovery of the meta armors, there was no visible hope on Earth, and now you and the Knights will be the ones that will have, not only be the ones that are actively doing deeds to save humanity, but they're the only beacon of hope that we have, really.
Yeah. This is a great metaphor. Implemented, as a metaphorical sense, but your actual actions kind of like presenting light in like a very kind of dark and hopeless situation. So I'm a big fan of this also. Yeah. I think just quickly, let's click through some art and show some of this off as well to folks.
Oh yeah.
Because we've got it on had this one on the background for a little while. So this is all the kind of like meta armors that you can like imagine yourself equipping, basically. I like this guy with like the kind of like the horns here. I think that's what those are. I think he looks really cool. But it's just like amazing art in this book. Like the artists who've been working on this are like absolutely incredible. So that's another thing that I'm really excited about.
And of course there is no art in the book at all. All the art has been done by some pretty talented, as you can see, artists.
Yeah.
This one was from William Bonotal, if I'm pronouncing correctly, who's also done the Arthur illustration of the cover of the game as well. So yeah, you'll see a lot of his work in the book.
Yeah. Let's just play through a couple more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a representation of like one of the Netaramas, which looks truly epic. Like the amount of detail in some of these illustrations is just absolutely mind blowing.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's also from William, by the way. And oh yeah, good timing with yeah. Lucky Raf was just asking about the art, if it's AI art or by real artists, but yeah, it's from real artists, 100%.
I think I've gone the wrong way. So we'll go back to this one, which is obviously really cool still. This is one of my personal favorite pieces.
Yeah.
I really like the kind of like glowing effects, the amount of detail on like the face, like kind of like scuffed up, and just the armor just like a bit battered as well. So it's not like, it just kind of like reflects like the world as well, really. Like things are a bit like kind of like hard and like run down, and you're doing your best to kind of fight against that. And your armor might look a little worse for wear after a few goes, really.
And we don't want to go into too much detail because we don't want to spoil anything, at least from the first stream. So yeah, we'll just say this is a very cool looking armor, and that's it.
Yep. And you can find scenes like this as well, which is obviously just awesome. And I'm hoping it's going to spark a lot of imagination for folks out there as well.
Yeah, totally.
Like just these epic kind of like destroyed cities with like huge monsters, and like you and your team, and just tiny little creatures going against them, basically.
Yeah, and the combat are like epic. It's not like you are a very hard trained soldier or whatever. You can like literally take down monsters like this, or even like groups of thugs of 3, 5, 10 even. So yeah, it's not your ordinary hero.
Yeah. Yeah, that speaks to like a variety of like the kind of foes that you're going to face in the game as well. It's not just like huge monsters like this guy. It's just kind of like bands of like enemies, like humans that are kind of like lost hope and have been like corrupted by the anathema as well. So there's a good variety of like enemies that you're going to face in the game. So yeah, hopefully it offers like a lot of replay value to folks, and you can enjoy it for years to come. Cool. I think that is probably, that looks like the last piece that we're going to show off today.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that probably, we haven't mentioned the launch date. April 16th. The campaign is launching on April 16th.
That might be important, but you can also see that in the countdown. If you're watching this on Backerkit, it's right above, I think. We're launching in less than a couple of weeks now, so we're getting closer and closer. We will have some updates soon. I think the campaign video is almost ready, so we're not sure when, but you will probably see it at least within the next 5 to 7 days. So we're really excited. We saw an early draft earlier today. It looks really inspiring. But yeah, make sure that you follow the page on Backerkit in order to see all the updates. And let us know what you think about Night, about the idea of actually doing streams, and about if you have any questions about the campaign, just let us know, and we'll be here to discuss and adapt perhaps according to whatever you want us to do.
Yep, that's right.
That's good.
Cool.
Thank you all for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it as well, and kind of like whetted your appetite for the campaign in a couple of weeks' time. We can't wait to engage with you there and just chat with you in the updates and stuff as well. We're just really excited.
Cool. It's been Evangelos, a team from the All About Games consulting team. Really excited to have the campaign, and really glad we had the chance to talk to you directly. So see you online, I guess.
Yep, see you guys later. Bye. Bye.